Hi everyone, it's Mary. Today I'm going to be doing a update on my Filofaxes that I'm using. It's a little long-winded because I'm actually reviewing three Filofaxes. My Holborn that I use for my wallet, my Finsbury Personal that I use as a outside scheduler and notebook, and then my A5 Finsbury, which I use as my family organizer. So if I can make a suggestion, get yourself something to drink because it's a bit long, and I hope you enjoy it. Thank you for watching. Okay, so these are the three Filofaxes that I use, and you guys will probably be thinking, three Filofaxes? Is she crazy? Well, firstly, I don't use all three as organizers. I use the large A5 Finsbury Antique Rose Filofax as my family organizer, so it keeps the schedules for myself, my family, my business. It's my main planner. And then what I have is a personal sized Filofax, and I use this Filofax as a outside planner and notebook. And then the black Holborn I use not at all as a calendar, but more as a wallet. And the reason why I decided to split this up, because I used to just have one that was my planner and wallet, was that it was too bulky and too heavy, and a lot of times I can leave these things in the car, in my briefcase, and just carry this with me if I'm at the store. So let me show you exactly what I mean. I'll set aside these two, and I'll show you in detail what I have inside my Filofax. Now this black Holborn personal Filofax, I love the leather on it. It's very sturdy. I thought that the black would be good because it's more business-like, but I really don't enjoy it as much, not because it's not a great Filofax, because it's got great pockets and it's got great systems inside, but I do know now using it that I really prefer having a color that I really like. Like, I find the Finsbury is not as good a quality Filofax as this one, but I love them more because it's a color that I love to see and use, and I love the color. I love pink, and so I don't enjoy this as much as I enjoy my other two. So in here I have my bank cards, credit cards, and what I love about this is that this is the bank card that I use the most, and so it's in a really easy slot for me just to pull out and put in. And then I have the expense reports that Nadine TX has shown us, and they're working quite well. I've only been using this for a few days, so but I do really like it. It's right in the front of my day planner, so I know exactly what I've spent, and it eliminates my Filofax from getting too messy looking with receipts everywhere. So that's really great. Then I have the Martha Stewart sticky note, little tab, I guess it would be called, and I have extra highlighter tabs in here, extra sticky notes, and this Martha Stewart sticky note. This is one of my favorites because I can write lists going sideways here. Then I have a fly leaf and a extra note paper. And then I have all my store loyalty cards in here. And then personal information. And in this envelope here, I have just little things like business cards that I might need to call, and the hair color I use just because I always forget, right? So I really like this color, so I keep it in there. Now I do have a monthly calendar, and the only reason why I have it in here is to remember the dates. Just to sometimes when I'm writing a check, I don't know, what date it is, so I can check that, and also to remember, this is like April, so to remember birth dates. We have a lot of birth dates in May. But nothing, I don't do any time management things in here. This is really just to have a calendar in here. And then the next section I have in here is just financial. And I actually might be moving this into my notebook more than my wallet. And in here, I have receipts, but I don't use this anymore. And also the expense sheets, but I use this more to write down when I pay a utility bill, mortgage, tuition, anything like that. So that's what I use this for. And then the only other thing, I have colored note paper in here that I don't really use. And then the Filofax stickers. I have to say that these, I don't like them. They're hard to take out. They look pretty in your Filofax, but I really find them useless. I would not recommend investing in this. I think it's more a visual thing for me than actually a useful thing. So in the Holborn, it does have beautiful pockets. They're nice and big, and there's a zipper here that I do have coins in. I did have money in here, but we went to the mall today and it's all gone. So that is my Holborn. If I was to choose, I think I would have chosen a colored one instead of a black. I don't know. I just, it's okay, but I love the color black. I mean, is black a color? But I love black and white. But this, I don't know, I just am not enjoying the colors as much as I enjoy the pink Finsbury. So let me show you these two here. Now, with my personal Finsbury, I know that everybody, not everybody, but quite a few of you are they decorate their day planner, and it looks like a lot of fun. And I am doing that with this one here, but with my family planner, this is my more serious Filofax. This is where I keep my life organized and my kids' life organized. This is my Bible, basically. So in here, there are no credit cards. I don't use this for money. This is really more for planning. Now, let me show you. I do have a mechanical pencil here, and I got this at Daiso. It's really cute because it has a little pearl on the top, and it's a crown, and it's pink polka dot, and it's a nice pen. It's metal. It's not plastic, so it's really nice. And I got that for $2 at Daiso. And then again, I have I have a pen here, but it's not a pen. It's a 3-in-1. So this writing utensil has three things. It has red ink, black ink, and a mechanical pencil. And what you do is you twist it. So this here is red, and I don't know if you can tell, but I can tell it's red because it has a red ring on the writing tip. And then you use this black button to put it back in, and you can twist it, and then it should be a pencil, yeah. See, there's a pencil. And then if you press that button again, and twist it one more time, it is a black pen. And you can tell because it has a black ring on the writing tip. So this is a great pen. It's also metal, so it's nice and sturdy. And that just goes in there. Okay, so I have a flyleaf in here, and then again a Martha Stewart tab. Now as you see, these are original, but I've added a bigger sticky pad in there, and I've also added the green lengthwise Martha Stewart sticky note on the back. And I find that very handy because there's just right there, when I need a sticky note, I know where to get it. And then here I have this big A5 size credit card slot, and I put all my flags, highlighters, Martha Stewart tabs, and this here I got at my dollar store, and I love these. These are highlighters, but I actually don't use them as highlighters. I use them more like flags, and I can write nicely on here, and they're so bright and colorful that it catches my eye. So here is a photo of my children when they were teeny tiny, and these photos just make me happy. My kids are older now, they're not this tiny, but as you see, I still have a to-do list, and it's from Easter. I can throw this away now, but it just has things that I have to do, and it said here, buy candy, buy eggs, make cookies, a cake with no eggs because my niece is allergic to it, and then a basket for the kids, and I did all that already. So what I love looking at this, and this was a photo of my son when we were moving. He got into my lipstick and decided to put on lipstick. I think he needs a bit more practice, but it always makes me giggle. And this was my daughter. We were in an island in the Philippines called Boracay, and so it was a great memory. So I had that. Sorry. The next thing I have in the Martha Stewart page protector, and I just adjusted the holes with my crocodile, and here are my market dots, and I'm sure you guys all know what market dots are. I use them for my color coding system, and as you see, I have duplicates of some of the colors, but I keep them all in there. And I like the fact that there's a flap so it doesn't fall out, because these are very expensive. I wouldn't want to lose them. And then here is another page protector, but this is nice and thick, and I got this from, I think this was from my day planner, day runner. And I like how thick it is because it allows me to write on a hard, solid surface if I'm writing on this side of the paper. So I put that right in the front so that I don't feel any bumps or anything from all the stuff that I have in the front here. Now, I've done a video on this, but this is my color coding and my task system. So these flags are for tasks that I have to be done. This here is a color coding for to-dos, and this here is the color coding for activities that I have for my family. And then here is a shopping list of things that I need to purchase, and so it's all separated with meat, canned food, fruits, frozen foods, drinks, dairy, bread, and clothes. Then this here, I should put this up, sorry, so you can see better. This here is a year-on-one page planner, and as you see, it folds out, and it's also on the other side. I'm sorry, on the other side. Then here is a divider, The next segment I have is monthly calendars. As you see, I use the pink Martha Stewart tab to write the months of the year, and I write in red birth dates in each month. And then here, as you see, I have my market dots, and I use them to highlight any appointments or activities that are not a usual sort of schedule. Like my kids have certain activities that they do every day. I don't write it in there, but any sort of activities or competitions that they have that is not a consistent activity that is done on a certain day of the week, I write on here. So special events. And here I've used the highlighter to mark like trips. So my daughter went to Disney, and so that's highlighted in pink. And then it was spring break, and the kids had no school, so that's highlighted in orange because both my son and daughter had no school. And so orange here is for family, right? And yellow is for myself. Blue is for my son, and as you see, he has rowing and more birth dates. I'm still having to organize, excuse me, I'm still having to write the dates for May. I haven't done that yet, or activities. I still have to write the activities in May, so I still have to do that, and so on and so forth. So let me show you the next section. So again, I have another divider, and the next thing I have are birthdays and anniversaries, and this time this is on just sheets. And the reason why I did this is because once the year is over, I can take this and just move it along. I never have to redo this. I just have to add to it, but I never have to redo it. While the calendars that are in boxes I can't use again, but this I can use year after year. So after that, I have my weekly planners. And as you see, I have tabbed them with these colorful tabs. And I got this idea from Organize Haven, or Organization Haven. And these are, I'll show you, I'm trying to pull up the sheet. They come from this here, and it's called Girl of All Work. And they have other tabs too, like urgent contract deadline meetings, and then the days of the week. But I only used the months, and they look really cute. I like them. Let's move to April. So let me just see here. Okay, as you see, what I do is I use different sections in the family organizer for different things. I do love this layout because it allows me to schedule my day. And the reason why it looks blank is because a lot of times I have reoccurring tasks and I don't write them down. I just put them on flags and I move them so that I'm not writing too many things. But I do have like family things, like here it says Easter Monday. So it's a whole family item, so I highlighted it in orange. And then here it says back to school, and I have it half pink, half blue for both my kids. I'm just trying to see here. Now, any schedules, like any activities, I put in the dewdrop color. Now, the reason why you don't see many activities here is that the activities are usually reoccurring. And so, if you look in my current week, I have the reoccurring tasks there. This has stopped as of this date. Oh, is that right? Am I lying? I don't know. I have this here. It is, oh, I know why. Because there was a special rowing lesson on this Tuesday, and that's why I have it there. It's not reoccurring, but it was unusual. So, the rest of the time, any activities are, I use the market dots to highlight special things that my kids need to remember. And then, like this here, it's my in-laws' anniversary. Oh no, they went on a trip to New Zealand, so they were coming back home. And then here, my daughter went to this mock UN thing for 3 days, and so I highlighted that. And then she has driving lessons. My son has like water orientation for rowing. And then, see here, this was a crazy week. My daughter had a lot of competitions. My husband went to a car show, and he's a coach for soccer, so there were soccer tryouts. My son had rowing. And as you see, I'm like empty, but that's because all my activities are usually reoccurring, like here. So this is the current week, and I have to book an appointment. So once I book it for my hair, then I will have it facing up because I've completed it. I wash the dogs every Thursday, and I go grocery shopping every Thursday. So, and then I have to remind myself that payroll has to be processed for my business on that day. And I don't do it. I have somebody that does it, but I always like to remember that that has to be done. And then as you see, I do have a purple market dot here because I have to make sure that renewal for our paper subscription is done, and I've already done it. It's for the year, so I don't even need to. This was when it would end, so it's done, so it's no big deal. And then here I have to move. Actually, this is for this coming up week. So here are my daughter's activities. Usually my son has stuff too, but rowing has just ended for him, and soccer's going to be starting up, at least like practices. We just had tryouts, so I'll have things more for him to do. Yeah, that is my week on a page. And also what I love about this organizer, this family organizer, is that on here, let me see if you can see it better. It has meal planning and memories. So we use this for meal planning and this one for Project Life. It's fantastic. I'm actually surprised that there aren't more people, especially moms, purchasing this calendar, the family organizer. I absolutely love it, and I'm really actually thinking about purchasing 2014 because my son's school just sent out the holiday dates and vacation days and spring break dates for 2014, so I can start putting all that stuff in order. I'm just wondering why I don't have a divider between my weekly planner and my daily planner. Now this one is blank, so let me just show it to you. As you see, this is the day on one page business planner. And what it has, and the reason why I chose this in comparison to the day on one page, the other day on one page, is because this has the list here on the top. So I like to always do a top 5 list. Well, I like to think I always like to do it, but sometimes I don't. But I like the option of being able to write the 5 most important tasks to be done for the day. And then here is more to-dos. This one here is to like phone. And and this is to delegate, and then this is personal reminders. And then this here is the time schedule. So let me show you. Sorry, I have something in my throat. Let me show you. As you see, like, I'll just sort of turn the pages. Sometimes if I'm very, very busy, I will use sticky notes. But a lot of times what I like to do is use these fluorescent tags. They're really bright, and they tell me without too much effort exactly what is happening for whom, what we're doing. I use the market dots here, so my husband, my daughter, myself. Now, I didn't write on this because we were on holidays. See, this is from notes for my daughter. This is the family. My daughter, the family. Still spring break. I had notes on funeral for my grandfather. And I know it looks like I don't really write too much on the actual pages, but I don't mind that because these highlighters really help me keep track of really important things and who the task or the notes are for. It makes it pop, and I look at it right away. So I like doing the top 5, and I love using these. And I just got these from my dollar store, but as you see, these are activities, and you know exactly who they're for because they're so darn bright. The other thing I like to do, and I'm hoping that you can't really see it that much, is see here, it's all the payments that I've made. And sometimes I like to write extra notes on things that need special attention. So I will insert one of these pocket-sized pages. But yeah, this is how I use my A5, and this is my this is my life. This is what I use to keep my family organized. As you see, I have my morning routine on this paper. I also have a shopping list on this little ruler, and this just pops in and out, so it always goes to the current day. And it's great. I love that. And this is from Mead. It was from another day planner, but I like it because it's nice and thick, and so I can just put notes on there. And then this is a ruler that was with the day runner, and I put it in here. And then, as you see, I've already got all my to-do tasks ready for the next week, and I usually have 3 tasks to do for myself, except for on Monday I have 4. And once I do it, I move it on to the next week. So that is why my planner does not look so full, because I don't need to write down my reoccurring tasks or jobs that I have to do. Because I have them on these flags, I just move them over and over and over. I always know that I have to mop and clean the bath and kitchen on a Monday. I know that I have to clean the mirrors and doors on a Monday. I know I have to empty the trash on a Monday. I don't need to constantly write it and look back and say, oh yeah, on Monday I did that, because I know those are my tasks on Monday. And then on Tuesday I have 3 tasks to do. Wednesday I have 3 tasks. Thursday I have 3 tasks. Friday I have 3 tasks, and on the weekends I don't do anything. And these just keep on moving forward as the days go by. So it is the beginning of a new week tomorrow, and I already have my personal tasks that I have to do for my home on the next week. But I do not have the schedules on the days of the weeks that they occur. So I'm going to move them over. So I don't know why. Usually I do move them, but it's been a crazy day trying to, trying to organize my craft room, that I guess I wasn't on the ball. So this here are activities that my daughter does on Mondays. Also, we have this, and this one is the same thing, but I like to put it on here because this is point form, and this is for the hourly schedule. So now, except for any important appointments or anything like that, I have the regular scheduled weekly activities and tasks all ready to go. And I don't pre-write the week. Like, I will only do Monday today because I always plan the day prior, so it's fresh in my mind. But I will plan my new week here. So I will go through all my schedules, like my son's school schedule, my daughter's school schedule, make sure I'm not missing anything for the week. After that, I have notes, and these are notes. I'm on the committee for my daughter's school, and I'm planning the graduation ceremony. So I have notes on that, and I just use a tab, a Martha Stewart tab, to note that. And then I have on here, it's personal information, and they're the Filofax sheets for each member of the family. What is that? And then I have, like, here are my daughter's information and her school schedule, and my son's information and his school schedule. And I also have them, if you look here, I have school schedule, sports info, and then this was Disney information that when my daughter went. And then here is like the travel itinerary for when she went to Disney. Sorry, some of this stuff is personal and I can't show it just to keep my kids safe. But here, where it says notes, this is, I'll show you the tab here. This is from my daughter's debut that I'm planning for next year. And it's just got some information on there. Some more stuff on my to-do list. Here, I'll show you. It says, meet with Colin. I was going to book place, but we decided to not book there. Organize guest lists. Make sure, save the date invitations. I have here on this sheet the phone number for the caterer. And then here are just notes for anything I need for the business. I used to have a calendar that I used a week on 2 pages, and it was vertical, and I put stuff for my business on there, but I found it too much to focus on 2 different days of the week. So now I just put everything in this here. Like I just use this. So if I have anything to do with business that I have to remember, I will put it in this family pet, and it's supposed to say business too. So anything in black is business. So that's how I can tell. It's just easier to keep it all in one calendar for me. And then any really, really important things, I can always just go to this here. Like I'll just put it on this fly leaf. See right there. And then I know that those are tasks that I have to do. So that is my A5 Finsbury Filofax organizer, aka my Bible. The last Filofax that I use is this personal Finsbury Filofax. And what I use this for is a outside organizer and a notebook. Instead of, I used to carry a notebook with me in my purse, and now I find it a lot handier just to use this as a notebook and as a organizer. So I will do my top 5 on my calendar on here. You know, it's just anything to do with running around outside. So, and this is my fun Filofax. This is the one that I decorate. The reason why I don't decorate this that much is because sometimes I take this in to business meetings, and even though it's a lot of fun, I don't think I would be taken very seriously if I popped into a meeting, a board meeting, or if I'm interviewing employees, if I had, you know, a Filofax that looked like this. Not that there's anything wrong with it, but I think it would be too distracting to the meeting, to myself and to the people that I'm with. I mean, and plus I have some personal notes in here. Like I will write things that, you know, personal feelings and things like that. So this is my personal Filofax. This is the one that I love and I have fun with, and I pour out my creativity and my thoughts, but I also organize my day when I'm outside. So I have scissors that came with this pocket-sized envelope, and it's great. I did have to hole punch it over here to fit into my personal, but I love the small size. And inside I have, let me show you. So this tiny, tiny flat scissors. I have the sticky note clock faces from Muji. I have this to-do list sticky notes, and I love this little clear cover on it from Muji. And just some business cards. And then these are repositional labels, and you can use your highlighter to color it any color, so if you need to make notes. So this all, I like to do it this way here, and then I like to put the scissors this way. This all goes into my little pocket size envelope. Then this here is highlighters, and I like to use them because sometimes if you use a real highlighter, it bleeds through the pages. These don't, and they're nice and bright, and they also have all the colors that I need for planning: pink, orange, yellow, green, and blue. This here is a fly leaf, and in the fly leaf I put the to-do list, so that if there are things that really need to get done, need to be purchased, this is the first thing I see, and I like having that there. Also, I have the clock face, so if there's an appointment that I cannot forget, I have it on the first sheet. I also have this pink pen loop, and I just put one of the Le Pen pens in here that is pink. The next section is a diary, and it has all my notes and things that I have to do, and just, this is more for when I'm outside. This is information on my daughter's point shoes and where I get it. This here is a to-do list that I punched and I put slits in so it's easy to move from week to week. Some more decorations. I seem to use a lot of pink and black. Some dewdrops just to remind me. I have to always remember when it's payroll for my store to make sure I transfer money to the payroll accounts. This was for information when my grandfather passed away. It had to do with funeral home, the caterer, all that kind of stuff. Just different notes. I also read a book that has daily readings, and it's called Simple Abundance. And when there's a good chapter or verse, I like to take notes and put them on these pink cards and keep them in my day planner because I like to remember them and they're easier to find here. And I also use this as sort of like a reflection sheet on the things that I read. And here again, another one, and I like to stamp them to make them look prettier. And then this is the current week, and I use the ruler. Sometimes I'll put notes on here too. And this here, I have it, I punched holes and I put slits on it because somehow this reminds me that I have to plan for my daughter's birthday party. It's a big birthday party, and I've told you guys about it before, but these are some of the things I still have to do. And when I'm on the road, you know, if I see something or whatever, just reminds me to be cognizant about the planning on the party. These are these sticky notes, and I have one in every color for the family, so if I need to, something important, it highlights who it needs to be for. And then here I bought the Muji stamp and I was trying it out. This is for next week, and as you see I need more practice on it because it's not stamped very well. I also think that the ink pad that I used was not a very juicy one, so it doesn't look very good. But yeah, this planner is my fun planner, and it's nice and it's nice and narrow. It's not full, like it's there's lots of room. It's easy to maneuver. Next thing I have in the section is another divider. It says notes. These are like weekly tasks, morning routines. I still am working on the monthly task. And then I have projects, so videos and Filofax videos that I've done, the measurements for the tutu. This here, it says, these are websites that I want to look into. I was taking some notes on 7 habits of a highly effective people. This was a list of things that I needed for, I was having somebody over for dinner, and this is my shopping list. And then I have another tab here that says information, and they're just notes, like party rental stuff. And then here are addresses, and then more sticky notes. So that is it for my on the road Filofax. So these are the 3 Filofaxes I use: my wallet, my outside notebook, and my family organizer.